Ladies and gents, boys and girls, welcome back to Bare Bones Motorcycles. I'm Rich, and today I'm going to show you how I made probably the smallest exhaust I've ever seen. Okay, so in the last video you saw we got the turbo mounted on the bike. We had it running so we can see that the exhaust puts out enough pressure to spool up that turbine and get air pumping out through the air outlet to go eventually off into the airbox. But we need something to come off the back for the exhaust. Now, when I first started this, I don't know if you remember or seen the earlier videos, I bought this little gem, stainless steel, horrifically stubby can, which I was quite looking forward to using because, I mean, I really like it. It's a right mean looking little thing, and yeah, I'm not sure it's going to work with the style I want now. Maybe having a set of pipes which come out from here, come down under the engine and follow where the original exhaust would go, and then maybe have this like kicking out somewhere up here behind the rider's foot, something like that maybe. But I don't know, let me turn you around so you can see. Hang on, zoom you out a bit. Right, so imagine exhaust coming down through here under the engine, under the foot peg, and then kicking up under here and having that, oh, still can't quite see, turn you a bit more, having that sat somewhere around here like that. I mean, it might work, it might be pretty cool, but I don't know, in my head and in through a little bit of just playing around, I've come up with something a little bit more, I think the only way to describe it is brutal and antisocial. So I was playing around with some offcuts of pipe, and I've come up with this, which isn't welded together or anything yet. It's just placed in so I can roughly see how it looks. Which I mean, it's a bit mental, really. That would be the whole exhaust system, and that would sit nicely on there like that. I don't know, I might make both exhausts, to be fair, because, you know, it's nice to have crazy things like this, but if you're going on a decent length ride with it, that's probably going to hurt your ears after a while. But if I just give you a little close-up look at what this looks like, so you can see what we're going for. We'll go forward with this one today, and just see how far we get with it. And then we'll go and do some other stuff as well. So I'll just move you around so you can see this properly, and then we'll crack on. So that would sit something like that. Maybe turn them down a little. Turn them down a bit like that, which I think would be ridiculous, but also really savage. So we're going to give it a go, just for a giggle, really. We'll get the welder out, have a play, and then we'll move on to something else. Okay, next on the list of things to do is to sort out the lock-to-lock position on this steering, because basically the lugs on the Kawasaki yokes are a lot closer together than what the Suzuki ones were. So literally that's my full lock, like that, which is awful. So we need to make that better. In order to do that, we're just going to cut a little bit off the ends of the wedge welded onto the frame here to give it a bit more room. I might even weld a little plate. Will I? No, we'll probably get away with it. No, I won't. I will weld a plate on, just to extend it a bit, to make it a bit stronger, because it's literally just catching on the corners of these lugs. So first thing I've got to do is put the tank back on and just see how far away from the tank the handlebars get. Okay, tank on, put that onto full lock. We've got all this gap here. I've got a ruler somewhere, there it is. So we have like so much room. So from the yoke to the tank is 2.5 inches. From the controls to the tank, it's nearly 6 inches. So I reckon I can take a good 8mm aside on there. I reckon that's very reasonable. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so we've sorted out steering on the front. We've got an exhaust on the turbo, which I think looks awesome. I know I'm a bit biased, but I'm really quite chuffed with that. The next thing I want to look at, which I've actually run out of time for today, is going to be putting in another under train. Remember on the last one when it had like the coffin shaped rear end, I just welded a plate flat to the underside of that. Well, I want to do something similar to this, but what I think I'm going to do is I'm not sure I want to weld it in. I think I might put some tabs on the inside of these little supports here, and a couple on here just behind the battery tray, and have a removable one, a curved one which will come up here, match the curve of this, and one which just screws in. And on that we'll have the rectifier and the ECU, whatever else needs to go in there, like the flasher relay for the indicators, things like that, because there's not a lot of electrics in this which need to be looked at. So there's plenty of room in here, and we'll make some nice covers to go over this, some mesh ones to fill this gap. Again, they'll be screw on, so they'll be easily removed. And then not sure what to look at after that, to be honest. Give me any suggestions you have in the comments box below. Just put in there, you know, what part would you like to see me tackle next. The big job that's left to do is to obviously route the air intake from the turbo into the airbox. I'd love to say I'm going to do that next, but I can't, because I need to find a suitable intercooler to put in line with that, which I'm going to have to mount on the other side of the bike. The reason for having the intercooler is as the air is being drawn into the turbo, it's going to be drawn in really fast, but the turbo gets really hot and it starts pumping in hot air into the carbs, and carbs don't really like hot air, they like cold air. So I want to run it through a nice intercooler first to try and take as much of that heat out as I can and still keep the pressure as it goes into the airbox. I'm also going to have to make a new airbox, so that's going to be interesting. The other thing I need to do is sort out a fuel pump, a regulated fuel pump to match the pressure of the boost. Now, when I was playing around with it by putting an air pressure gauge on the turbo itself, when I was playing ages ago, I've got it set to about 7 psi. So I need at least 7 psi of pressure pushing the fuel in as well. Otherwise, when the turbo's spooling up and you've got all that pressure of the air, it's going to push the fuel back up into the fuel tank. So, I mean, I know I'm saying this if I know what I'm doing, but I'm literally regurgitating this from people who I've asked who've done similar things, and this is what they say I need to do. It's a lot of trial and error for me. There's probably people out there who are like utter experts in doing this. They've probably done it to hundreds of bikes. This is a first time for me, so there's a lot of learning as I go. But so far, I think we're going to be alright. I might make the airbox next. Possibly. If I can get the pipe work and the intercooler ordered, so I know at least what I'm getting, I'll do the airbox. If I can't do that, then we'll look at doing the under tray on the next one. Yeah, that sounds like a good plan. Right, I am going to call it a day for me there, you know, going to enjoy the bank holiday. I hope you guys are also enjoying your extra time off, a nice 4-day weekend for everyone. That's awesome. So under tray or airbox next time, I think. I hope you've enjoyed watching the video. I hope you're picking up any sorts of information you can which is helping you out. The other small things which I need to do, I want to clean up as soon as I clean up where the ignition was on the top yoke, then we'll start looking at putting the headlights on. Now I've got some material for that somewhere. Where have I put it? Here it is. Ow, ow, ow. Oh, right. So I've got this lovely stuff here. Now this is a stainless steel perforated sheet. These are 3mm holes on a 6mm pitch all over, and that is what I'm going to put on the front of the bike. We'll put a nice stainless frame around it. We'll have some access ports going through it and have the lights mounted on front of that. So that's going to look pretty cool. A bit like sort of like speedway tracker sort of style is what I'm aiming for with that. If I've got enough left, I'll also use this for boxing these bits in, which hopefully, looking at that, I might have enough left. We're only going to need like that sort of size for the front. Get two of these out of that, so that's something we can look at as well, which is all nice and exciting. Oh, the list goes on. But yes, I hope you're all staying safe. I hope you're all having a wonderful time. Let me know. Oh, put that in there. Let me know if you think of any other ways I can do this. Let me know if you've got any tips or advice. I'm always happy to learn from you guys. I hope you stay safe. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you next time. Cheers.